A few things about Pappy I want to mention. I may have mentioned this before, but it's like related to Pappy, who was my grandfather. He was actually my step-grandfather, Samuel Bertzel Light, and we had a close relationship with him. You know, my mother absolutely, he was like the, you know, like the father she never had. Anyway, one of the things is like, you know, it's like he managed a building, you know, at the end of his life, managed a building on in LA, in downtown LA area at, I believe the address is 454 South Catalina Avenue. And actually, I found it one time. I finally was able to find it because I couldn't find the address in the past. And actually, a few years ago, I went and saw the building. I couldn't get in because you needed a passcode or something to get in. The manager wasn't there. So anyway, one of the things I remember is like, you know, I wanted to look at the stairs there, you know, it's like, and it was just, you know, a small, like, it was probably like 4 or 5 stairs in front of the building, and where you come out, you know, the front door and stuff. Well, when I was a little kid, I fell, and I fell on the stairs. It's like, of course, when you're that young and that little, you know, everything's bigger and stuff, so I felt like I fell down these huge stairs, you know. It's like, but actually when I went and looked at it, it's like it was just, you know, like 4 or 5 stairs, and they weren't that tall or anything. But anyway, it's like, so when I fell on them, it's like, because I had buck teeth, I chipped one of my front teeth, you know, and it's still, I think you can still sort of see it a little bit. It's like my you know, I was crying and everything afterwards. I don't know that it really hurt that much, but it's like, you know, it's like, but the my mother took me to the dentist like a week or 2 later, and you know, I think they did something to it, and you know, it's like, it's been okay since then. I've never had any problems with it, but it's like, I just wanted to mention that. I mentioned that. And I may have mentioned this before about him. Pappy would read the newspaper to me. I'd sit on his lap, and he would read the newspaper to me and tell me about, you know, like, you know. And one of the things I distinctly remember is him telling me about when Marilyn Monroe passed away, who passed away actually maybe only a month before he did. I remember him sitting me on his lap and telling me about the story, and I kept asking him questions about what happened to her and stuff, you know. And I kind of actually remember what the cover of that newspaper was, you know, even though I was only like 9 years old. I remember, you know, the newspaper and the picture of, you know, picture of Marilyn, and I think there was a big question mark on it. Actually, I'll probably find it. I may have an issue. I may have bought an issue of that, but they didn't know what had killed her and stuff. So I was asking him questions. He was reading it to me, and I was asking questions. One of them, more, it's like, and that was normal for me to sit on his lap and him to tell me the story, you know, read the newspaper and tell me the stories. You know, which brings up the Los Angeles Herald Examiner, and I talked about this before. I vividly remember seeing the front cover of the newspaper when he died. He was like, you know, the weird thing is, about a month before, you know, he's, you know, talking to me and reading the newspaper, the LA Herald Examiner, to me, and then he dies maybe a month or so later, is killed, and his picture, he's on the front cover of the Herald Examiner. And I distinctly remember seeing that, you know, issue and everything at the time. My parents actually had several copies of it, I think, but, you know, many years ago, I think they threw them away many years ago. I wish they had kept them, you know, for history and stuff. But it was kind of just odd, just odd that he was like, you know, that I had just seen, you know, like he had just been explaining to me, and then I had this vivid memory of seeing, you know, a picture of him, photo of him on the cover, laying dead in a hallway, you know, when he was murdered in 1962. And that's just some short memories about, some more memories about Pappy.